Hey guys, today's video is going to be about a server that we have added to the American GeyserConnect. It is called VIA as a service. Many of you people may keep hearing this thing about this outdated server needs to have VIA version installed, or some of you may be familiar with the plugin. Basically, what VIA version is, it allows the newest clients, the newest game version, to play on servers that have not updated yet. Such as what you saw in an intro video of me playing from Bedrock on the 2 Builders 2 Tools server, which is the oldest Minecraft Java Anarchy server. As you saw, it's playable. It does have some movement quirks, like you cannot be standing up against a block and jump and get on top of it. You have to take a running jump. Swimming's a little wonky, but that's to be expected. This video is going to be going over how to use the VIAaaS server, and I'm drawing out the U's because there's 3 A's in the name. But I'm going to go over how it works, how to set it up, and I'm going to be using 2b2t.org as our example address today. Alright, so I'm in my game here. I'm going to join the American GeyserConnect. This server is only accessible via the American GeyserConnect. And there's a bit of a technical explanation to this. If you want to hear it, it'll be at the end of the video. But just know you cannot access it from the European GeyserConnect. You have to use the American GeyserConnect. All right. Now, the way this works is you actually use offline mode within GeyserConnect, and then the VIAaaS server does the online authentication for you. So you need to go to https via-login.geyserconnect.net, and you'll be presented with this. This IP address is a public IP address. That's not your address. That's not our server address. That's probably like the 4th or 5th IP I've seen. It's a public address, so that's nothing to really be concerned about. So what we need to do is we need to set up our paid Java account. So here at the top, we'll click on Accounts. And you can either log in with your Microsoft account. I'm unable to see how this works because I don't have a Microsoft account for my Minecraft Java as of yet. I've not been able to migrate yet. However, I would reasonably expect it to be somewhat similar to the web login method for GeyserConnect, or logging into your Microsoft account on a game console. I would expect it to be somewhat similar to that. And of course, you have the login with Mojang, which is your standard email password login. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. And as you can see, my account is now in the browser. This is saved in your browser. Now, if you do the Mojang account login, there's a good chance you'll be presented with a different screen altogether. And that screen is going to tell you that you need to connect to a special server, like mc.login.id or something like that. I'm not sure what the exact server is. And when you connect to that server, it will kick you out with a numeric code that you then must enter in the web page to confirm it, and then you'll be brought back to this page. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to go back to the status screen, and we have to tell the VIAaaS server to listen to our Bedrock user trying to connect. And because we're going to use VIAaaS to handle the authentication for us, we are going to use the offline. Listen to front end offline login. Front end in this case is GeyserConnect. Back end will be the server you are trying to connect to. In our example today, it's 2 builders, 2 tools. So listen to front end offline login using VIAaaS instance. And then you have to put in your Bedrock username. This is your Bedrock game name right here. And it is, as it says there, case sensitive. So I will put that in. Over here, you'll see, please wait a minute. And then completed proof of work. That means this is now ready and we can set up our Bedrock game. So we're here on American GeyserConnect. You can, now what I'm about to do, you can save to custom servers. You can, that's not an issue. But for the sake of doing my video, I'm just going to use a direct connect. So turn off online mode because the online mode is being handled by VIAaaS. So we're going to start from offline here. So this right here is the address for activating the VIAaaS server, as it were. This activates that subserver so you can connect to outdated servers. Now the first thing we got to put in is the address of the server we want to connect to. In the case of 2 builders, 2 tools, it's 2b2t.org. So 2b2t.org. Now, because VIAaaS does not have a user interface, you have to pass command parameters to it via the IP address. This is where it gets kind of tricky, but I'm going to explain what this does. All right, so the dot underscore that I just put in right here, this indicates that this is a command parameter that the server will pick up on to know what to do to connect you to 2b2.org. In this case, for this first parameter, I'm going to put OF. This tells the VIAaaS server listen to for an offline mode UUID, i.e. whatever my Bedrock client is being presented to it as. All right, and now my next parameter is I need to specify the backend username. The backend username is the username that you put under accounts. That's your premium name. Now, if your Java name and your Bedrock name are exactly the same, I'm going to repeat that. If your Java name and Bedrock name are exactly the same, every single capital, every single number are all the same, you can skip this one. However, if they are different, like mine are, you have to specify your Java name. So you'll do ._u to specify the username parameter to the VIAaaS server. Now, the next command parameter is not always necessary. On many servers, it is the version parameter, ._v. On many servers, it will automatically detect, and this is unnecessary. However, 2b2t, it does not detect the proper version of, and so you have to manually tell it what version to convert to. You can get the version string that you need for the server by simply connecting to the server without VIAaaS at all, but directly through GeyserConnect, and it should kick you with a message that states, outdated server, I am still on version, and then it gives you a version number. That version number is what you need right here. Now we know for 2B2T, it is 1.12.2. Now we cannot use periods in the version string here in the command parameter because the period actually separates command parameters. So we're going to replace the periods with an underscore. So 1_12_2. And now we put in the quote-unquote activation address to activate the VIAaaS server. Leave the port as default, offline mode, and it is a Java server, so make sure that Bedrock Geyser server is unticked. Click submit, you'll see that pop up, and here on your browser you'll see this pop up. You'll click OK. You notice that my background here in the GeyserConnect changed, and now you see my Java skin on my hand. At this point, you can click the X to close that. And as you can see, 2B2T is full, position in queue, 531. Yeah, that's like a 9-hour wait. For the sake of the video, I already made that 9-hour wait to make the little teaser in the beginning. But this is how you connect to 2b2t.org, and that is how you set up the address. All right, I'm going to go over something else with you guys as well. We have this right here. This is actually on our website. The dev of the VIAaaS software also made this little address generator, and we got permission from him to kind of tweak it a little bit and put it on our website. And it's loaded with some defaults here. So again, using 2b2t, so 2b2t.org. Backend version, you can leave this at select or auto for many servers. You only have to change it if you get kicked for the server being outdated. We know for 2b2t we need 1.12.2. These checkboxes just leave as default. They auto-populate to the preferred connection method. Put your backend username here. That is default. You don't have to change that or that. And as you can see, there's the address. Now you'll notice that the command parameters are exactly inverted from the way I entered them. As the only things that matter is that via.geyserconnect.net is at the very end, and the server address is at the very beginning. All the command parameters can be in whatever order. That does not matter. Now you'll notice that there's this 25565 over here on the right. That is the port number. That would be for, let's say you got an address like this one. You see the colon with the numbers at the end? That is what is called a port number. If you see that, you need to remove the colon, 25566 in this case, and without the colon, put those same numbers over here. And as you can see, it puts a port number, _P for port number, into the command parameter. So, but this is basically very straightforward. You enter the server here that you're wanting to connect to. Select your backend version. We know it's 1.12.2 for 2b2t. Put your username here. click on this and copy to your game. It's that simple. All right, well, guys, I hope you all have fun with this out there. Don't get don't get spawn trapped or login trapped on TB2T if you decide to play around on that. That's something that does happen. You might get stuck in Bedrock, or somebody will build an obsidian prison around your logout spot. So you guys have fun. Hope y'all find this useful and enjoy. All right, guys. Now about the whole thing about the VIAaaS server being locked behind the American GeyserConnect. I've drawn together kind of a crude and exaggerated drawing here to explain this. But simply put, the more servers you have to hop across to get to your destination server, the higher your ping goes with each jump. Now, ping is literally time in milliseconds it takes for your device to communicate with a server. That's literally what ping is a time measurement. It's affected significantly by both distance and number of machines that you jump across to get to your destination. Now, regardless of whether you were using the American Connect or European GeyserConnect, you'd be making a hop across 3 servers. The GeyserConnect, the VIAaaS server, okay, yeah, 2 servers, 2 at the 3rd server. So, and then you'd finally be at your destination server. Now, let's say you're somewhere in India or North Africa, maybe. This is just very crude to get the point across, and it's exaggerated to get the point across. But let's say you're towards India, Middle East, whatever, and you're wanting to connect to a server that's, let's say, in the UK. Ping times between America and the UK are extremely bad in general, but adding unnecessary ping to your connection does not help. So with the way we have it locked right now, for example, you're connecting directly to the American GeyserConnect, and the VIAaaS server is physically hosted right next to that machine. And being generous at being bad with the connection, jumping between the GeyserConnect and the VIAaaS server on the same physical network is at most 5 milliseconds of ping. At best, it's 0. So at average, you're probably only getting 2 or 3 milliseconds of latency added there. It's insignificant. And then you have your jump back across the pond over to your server in the UK. So let's say connecting to the American GeyserConnect takes your device 160 milliseconds. Your ping to the GeyserConnect is 160. From the American GeyserConnect to the VIAaaS server, it's only 5 milliseconds. However, going back across the pond all the way over to the UK adds, for example, 200 milliseconds. So your total ping in that example is 365. Now, let's say we allowed you to connect to it from the European GeyserConnect. Well, you might have a very low ping to that GeyserConnect, in this example, 50 over here on the right half. So you have, okay, you got a 50 ping to the GeyserConnect. Well, that's all well and good. However, it has to go from there all the way across to the Americas to connect to the VIAaaS instance. And that adds almost as much, potentially even more latency to your connection than if you just connected directly to the GeyserConnect. So in my example here, directly connecting to the GeyserConnect in the Americas gets you 160 ping, 165 on a bad day to the VIAaaS subserver behind it. But on the right, connecting through the European Union GeyserConnect, you have a full 200 ping. So that ping is significantly higher, which creates more lag. The higher your ping, the more lag you have. As I said, these numbers and these locations are just hypothetical, but they are to demonstrate a completely valid point. And this is why the VIAaaS server is locked behind the American GeyserConnect. Since you have to connect to the network that the American GeyserConnect is hosted on, it's better that you don't jump through the European server because it has to connect over here anyways. So it's really just to provide the lowest ping times possible for you guys. So, and that's that with that.